Hi, I'm Dr. Natasha Wilkes from High Performance Vets. I wanted to talk to you about the seminar that I'm holding in mid-June going up the Queensland Coast. I've been a vet for nearly 20 years. I've been a coach, speaker and trainer since 2006, and I've spoken at the veterinary conferences, at the business conferences, and I've worked with practices in Australia and overseas. We're actually on our way up to Cape York. It's been on my husband's bucket list to go to Cape York for years, and we're going with a number of families. And I was thinking, as we're driving up there, I'd like to hold some seminars for practices on the way up, because I know it's not often that we get veterinary training for practices there. And I thought, after all the practices that I've worked with and all the talks that I've done, what could I speak about? The thing that I'm passionate about at the moment is reducing stress in practices and improving wellbeing. I've actually been a speaker for Beyond Blue for the last 18 months, so I've been speaking at all different businesses and with different groups, talking about anxiety and depression, reducing the stigma of mental health and encouraging people to seek help. And knowing that we have mental health issues in our profession, knowing that, where we work can be very stressful from day to day, and there's lots that we can deal with, I decided that I want to talk about stress, I want to talk about resilience, and I want to talk about improving the well-being of all our members in practice, not just the veterinarians. So I've decided to hold a 2-hour seminar about reducing stress, recognising stress in practice and being able to reduce it, what resilience is and how to improve our resilience. And then I want to spend the second hour talking about wellbeing practices, how to move from focusing on what's wrong to focusing on what's right, how to look at what's going well in our lives to increase our wellbeing. And you will see that I talk about the mental health spectrum, and that the aim of positive psychology is to encourage everybody to have the strategies and the tools so that it can be at the flourishing end of the spectrum. And I'm talking a lot about the stress curve and where we lie individually on a day-to-day basis. So I'm not talking about how to totally get rid of stress. We can't get rid of stress. Stress is part of practice, but how to recognise where you are and how to prevent being in chronic stress, because chronic stress is what contributes to compassion fatigue and leads to burnout. And I'll also talk about the differences between the experienced vet and the experienced receptionist and the experienced nurse compared to new trainees and new graduates, and why we have to be a little bit different in the workload for them, how to manage their stress levels. Now, I recognise that not everybody in practice can attend the seminar, especially if you're on call or you've worked a really, really long day. So what I've decided is, for every practice that registers for the seminar, I'm going to give the whole practice access to a course where I go in a lot more detail, talking about the importance of wellbeing and what wellbeing is, talking about stress, talking about one of the common frustrations that most people have in practice, which is dealing with a difficult client. And then I'm going to talk about more detail about wellbeing and the 6 elements to flourishing. So I'd love for you to come to the seminar. I think it's really, really important. And I know when I've been talking at previous seminars in these areas that I've got great feedback, and people have asked that we keep doing talks like this because it makes a massive difference in their life. So please sign up, follow the link to go to the page. I have different registration fees for different practices, just because I know for people coming from a small practice, it's going to be a little bit cheaper than people coming from the larger practices where they're up to 30 employees. And it also is different for the registration for the course as well. So please sign up. I would love to see you. If you've got any questions, you can find my details and certainly give me a call or send me an email, and I'd be happy to help. Thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you at the Stress, Resilience and Wellbeing seminar in June. Thank you.